this is the truth of the wheel of one's life. If you can simply embrace where you are, that energy itself is the energy that will help this wheel continue to move. Hello and welcome back to Remember Why You're Here, a podcast for seekers and sensitives where you can relax, receive, reconnect to yourself, and remember the most important thing of all, why you're here. Where I live, we are just entering the time of the fall equinox, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. At all the equinoxes and the solstices, I go outside. Nowadays, I'm doing it with my daughter. I go outside and I collect flowers and things that are in bloom, bring them to the outdoor altar. And I always love seeing how vivid the colors of these last flowers are, gathering up the zinnias, the last sunflowers, the anemones in the garden, and just seeing the beauty of this last gasp of color and really deeply appreciating this feeling of the wheel turning yet again. I've always really loved and resonated with this Celtic concept of the wheel of the year, this concept that everything moves in the cycle, and part of the great celebration of being here on this planet is being willing to slow down enough to feel that shift, to feel that turning. And the fall equinox to me always has such a specific feel to it. I really can feel the shift into the autumn season, the coolness in the air, the crispness, the fading of summer into fall. It's such an invitation, not only deeper into the season, but into self-reflection, into this time of self-reflection of one's own life. Where am I in the wheel of my existence, and what might be coming up next? Fall is such a time of nostalgia and reflection and planting seeds, literally and figuratively, for the future. And so I felt inspired to share this video that I made before I created the podcast called The Wheel of One's Life. And I never got around to sharing it, so I was excited about sharing it now as one of our episodes. So in this episode, we're going to touch on what the wheel of one's life is, how to be aware of where you are in the wheel of your life, what that means, and how when we can orient to that, we can then know what might be coming up next. So cozy up as we step into autumn and step into this understanding of the wheel of our own lives. We all have seasons in our lives, times that we're up or down in the depths of winter or in the height of summer. In the Celtic tradition, we call this the wheel of the year, or the wheel of one's life. And the truth is, just by embracing the wheel of your life, this is how you find your center. And this video is a guide to help you understand where you are in your life, what season you're currently inhabiting in your life, and how to graduate to the next phase in your life while being able to embrace this moment with peace and well-being. Wheels are some of the most ancient symbols on Earth. Pictographs of wheels going back thousands of years were often thought to depict the sun or a sun calendar. The image of a wheel also figures prominently in many world religions. For example, in Buddhism, there's the wheel of Dharma, which both symbolizes the wheel of samsara, of birth and rebirth, but also this concept of rapid spiritual change, being able to go with this wheel to experience the power of birth and rebirth and to ultimately transcend the wheel altogether. This is called coming to the center of one's wheel. There's also a wheel that figures in the Bible. Ezekiel refers to this enigmatic, heavenly wheel within the wheel, representing perhaps, among other things, the universe and our place within it. The wheel is also a symbol in the traditional Waite Rider tarot deck. So the wheel closes out the journey of the major arcana, and it is about the ending of one journey and the beginning of another. Wheels have ancient symbology and meaning, and just by connecting into this symbol of the wheel, we can understand our own lifetimes as a wheel. Just like the seasons and the cyclical nature of life, everything in nature moves in this cycle. Everything in your life is on a wheel, a seasonal cycle. So no matter where you are in your life, you can know that wherever you are is temporary, that it is just a part of this wheel. And before you know it, the turn will come and the next phase will arrive. Embracing the seasonality of your life is how you realize that you are never stuck. You are always moving. The next era is always coming into being. It can help to tune into which season you're in now, because just by doing so, you will know which season may be coming up next for you. So wherever you are in your life right now, I invite you to tune into these qualities or characteristics of the 4 seasons and ask yourself, where are you in the wheel of your life? Perhaps you're in a winter time. Are you in a time where things feel like they're dissolving, where things are fallow? Stuff isn't happening. You aren't going out. Things are slowed down. This can be a time where depression is taking center stage or there's a lack. This is a winter of one's life, and winter can be potent. Winter can be where we perceive the other world. It can be where we do the repair work necessary to be ready for the next phase of our life, which is spring. Are you in a moment where it feels like you're being bombarded by newness, where you feel vulnerable, unsure, where you feel naive or youthful, like you're starting out and you're not sure what you're doing, and the intensity of that vulnerability can be overwhelming? You're probably in a spring of your life. You're probably in a time where you're beginning something entirely new. You're not going to feel like a beginner forever, but this is a potent moment. This is a moment where all the new seeds of your life are getting planted. Maybe you're in a summer moment. Are you in a time where everything just feels like it's totally at its height, like you can't take on anymore? The busyness is just at its peak. Maybe you have a lot going on. You feel like you can't keep up with your to-do list. This is a summertime. This is a time of fire, of movement, of fullness. And this has its own beauty as well. There's only so much that we can reach our peak of busyness before things start to wane again. And you are setting so much in motion right now. You are setting the foundations so that you can be ready for fall. Maybe you're in a fall moment of your life, a moment where it feels like everything is up in the air. Things are ending, but you don't know what's going to happen on the other side of that ending, where things are starting to wane or disappear or transform or change before your eyes. Maybe you're in a time where you're really having to let go of a job or let go of a partnership. Fall is a time of deep transition, but it's important because this is how we prepare for the winter. We prepare for a time where our spirit can come back into stillness and peace and reconnect to an essential part of ourselves. So which season are you in your life right now? I'd love to hear in the comment section below. Are you in a winter? Are you in a spring, a summer, or a fall? And when you can embrace that, can you see how you are being prepared for the next journey in your life? Because this is the truth of the wheel of one's life. It always turns. You're never stuck. You're never stagnant. If you can simply embrace where you are, that energy itself is the energy that will help this wheel continue to move. And at the end of the day, what we really want is to be able to sit at the center of this wheel, no matter where we are in our life, to sit at the center and observe, to embrace what is happening now, to embrace the power of this moment, because this is where the change happens. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing is to really step into your observer mind. Can you step out of this situation and look at it from an outside perspective? Can you watch your own mind? This is where meditation practice comes in and is very helpful. Can you take at least 5 minutes every day to just watch the patterns that your mind goes into, to watch what you think about when you have a moment of quietude, maybe to watch what judgments you go to about yourself or about the world. This is all training yourself how to sit at the center of that wheel and observe your life. And that observation is what will help that wheel to move. Having a gratitude practice can also really help you step into this observational mode and help this wheel to move. What are you grateful for in your life? What are you grateful for in this season? There's always something to be grateful for in every season. Every season has its hardships and its challenges. But what is it about this season that you can actually find gratitude for that is maybe bringing something to your life? Taking time at the end of each day to list just a couple things that you're grateful for, even if it's something as simple as, I'm grateful for this comfy pillow behind me, or I'm grateful for the water that I drank today. I'm grateful for a hot shower. These simple things can help retrain your mind to see the gifts inherent to the stage that you're in. And when we see the gifts, that's when we graduate. And whenever you feel like you're truly stuck, take a moment and remember another time in your life where you felt like you were just going to stay in that season forever. Another time in your life where you felt like you couldn't envision what came next, or that you thought you were going to be stuck forever. Think about that time now, and then remember what happened when it shifted, when it changed, when the rest of your life came in, when the rest of your life began. Even then, when you thought, I'm never going to get past this, I'm going to be stuck here forever, you can look back now and see how it was just a phase. Everything is temporary. The moment that you're in right now is temporary as well. The wheel of one's life continues to turn. And our role is just to get comfortable with that movement, to get comfortable with the cyclical nature of life, and to trust and know that when we can step into this role of observing, embracing, and accepting, that is the very energy that will help us graduate and step into the next season of our life. The seasons have so much to teach us, and I'm so passionate about connecting with the natural rhythms of the living world in order to tune into that. So if you want more content like this and to stay connected to the living world in a way that really informs your journey and gives you support along the way, I'd love to see you in any of my courses. I have a whole catalog on my website of classes that will help you make these direct connections with the living world and find support that will help you tune into your own individual path, the journey that you're on, and the gifts you're here to bring to this world. I also send out videos like these and other forms of support every other week through my newsletter, and I'd love to connect with you there. Once you're on my website, you can sign up with your email, and I'll be in your inbox every other week with messages like this and support for your journey. So thank you so much for being here, and many blessings on whatever season you're in right now. So after listening to this video, I'm super curious, where are you in the wheel of your life? If you want to leave me a voice message and let me know, head over to asiasuler.com/remember. I know when I first recorded this video, I felt very much like I was at the end of a long winter in my life. It felt like maybe just the very beginning of spring, like maybe just the snowdrops are up. And now, listening to it now, it's fascinating to see how I am in a different season. I feel now way more so like I am in a summer of my life. And I just think that that's so cool. It's so neat to take this moment to reflect on that. And it's such a good reminder for me that when we take that time to really think on it and reflect on it, it gives us so much feedback and so much support, not only of where we are, but how to meet this time and how to move with grace through the season that we're currently in. And so we can meet what comes next. So wherever you are in the season of your life, may there be beauty. May you be met by everything that you need to walk through this time with wisdom, with courage, with grace. And may it show you and remind you of the most important thing of all, why you're here.